He's arguably one of the world's most influential voices in publishing. Mr. Magazine, they call him. Samir Husni joins us for a South African television exclusive. We'll also talk to Google heavyweight Matt Britton about the importance of digital innovation in business, how the OpenView HD multi-channel offering is progressing, and please put away your valuables as our ad of the week features a reckless little ballerina. Well, a very warm welcome to Mags on Media, and this is what they tell me. Samir Husni is one of the world's most influential voices in global publishing, advising major publishing houses right around the globe on their editorial and advertising strategies. He's in South Africa and joins us to look at the future of print, if in fact it has one. A very warm welcome. Thanks for talking to us today.
Thank you.
Conventional wisdom would suggest that magazines particularly are on life support. I suppose you disagree.
Indeed, I do disagree. I just showed a slide that I made of a tombstone that says print is dead, in which I buried that person who's called print is dead, because we no longer, the whole band that have marched on since 1994, since the dawn of the digital age, preaching the death of print, have disbanded. And even now, digital companies are coming to print as their salvation or as their goal of reaching a multitude of audiences.
But magazines have irrevocably had to change their operating business models, haven't they?
Definitely, because if we take the United States as a model, in 2008, we were hit by a double whammy. First, the economy busted, and technology burst on the scene. So we had those two entities taking place at the same time. And publishers had to take sides. Do you go with the old man economy, or do you go with this marvelous, seductive, handsome mistress called digital? Most publishers put all their bets on digital, and so figured, what the heck, let's have like a one-night stand, turned a love affair, and it took them 5 years to discover that we've been stealing money from our faithful spouse, print, to pay for our digital escapades, and digital is not paying anything to us.
All right, that's a very nice analogy, but it also talks to an integrative business model, is that magazines have got to coexist these days within digital platform. These days, what makes a successful magazine?
It's connectivity and experience making with its audience. I have been preaching about audience first, even in my new book that just came out. Audience first. Let's not fall in love with the platforms. Platforms are going to continue to change. We are going to have print as long as we have human beings. We are going to have digital as long as we have human beings. Technology is changing so fast that it makes us forget about the technologies that we had. Ink on paper is a technology. It's a very good technology. The computers are good technologies. The digital, we put all our bets on iPads a few years back. I was in New York 2 months ago. Everybody is talking about the death of the tablet, the death of the homepage. I said it took us 550 years to talk about the death of print. It's not even 7 years for the death of the tablet.
How quickly we move these days. So how does a magazine manage its digital presence then?
There's no single media company today can afford not to be platform agnostic. But in the same token, you have to go after your audience. You have to fall in love with your audience, not with your platforms. Most of our money is still coming from print. Now, the magazines don't have a print problem. Magazines have an advertising problem, because advertisers, like magazine publishers, they went after the new things. They went after this seductive mistress. Now we are finding out that with ad block, 40% of people in the United States now have ad block on their digital devices. Publishers are begging audiences to please do not ad block. Otherwise we'll have to charge you money. We've created a welfare information society. We put people on welfare information, gave them everything for free, hoping the advertisers will foot the bill. Advertisers have to be our partners. We have to work together in order to create a business model that will be more into the experience making than content providing.
Samir Husni, what about the argument that we are time poor these days, that we simply don't have the time to engage with magazines, to sit down and read them at length?
That's a perfect argument. Not only we don't have the time, we don't have the attention span. We just found in a new study in the States that the attention span of the average American adult is 8 seconds. Plus, we have more time on our hands to do what? Tax. Taxing is becoming the new typing. Reading is becoming the new listening. Nobody is willing to engage in a conversation anymore. Everybody is with their digital mobile phone. How can I interrupt that to grab your attention? How can I tell you, oh, I need 20 minutes from your time? So that's why we have to sell the me experience. That's where magazines still stand apart from all the other medium. It's like you can, when you get your magazine and you really can find that time, it better be worth my 15 minutes if you are going to get me to stop everything else I'm doing, have a glass of wine, sit down with my magazine and sit down and read.
Okay, Mr. Magazine, in conclusion then, let me put you on the spot. What's your favorite magazine? What do you like reading? What do you engage with?
I do not differentiate among my children. I spend...
That's such a good answer.
I spend around $30,000 a year buying magazines from the newsstands. In addition to all the magazines that I receive for free.
Don't you?
Yes. In addition, that's why I keep the receipts. In addition to all the magazines that I get for free. Anything that says Volume 1, Number 1, I have a license to read, enjoy, and engage in an experience. Some magazines, my wife gets mad at me if she sees me holding Volume 1, Number 2. So, I mean, I'm no longer doing my research if it's Volume 1, Number 2.
I suppose we could also have a long discussion about storage of magazines as well, but we haven't got time. Dr. Samir Husni, publishing expert, thank you very much for joining us on Untitled Media. All right, let's move from magazines to our ad of the week now. And UK retailer John Lewis ups the cute factor in this television commercial featuring a reckless ballerina enthusiastically and clumsily dancing to Elton John's Tiny Dancer. The spot, created by the agency Adam and Eve DDB, sets out to remind viewers that an insurance offering can give peace of mind. Let us know what you think of the Tiny Dancer ad on Facebook and on Twitter. More to come as we sit down with Google's president of the EMEA region, Matt Britton, and later another insurer that's venturing into the virtual space with a new marketing strategy.